the whole lineup there.
Yep.
Dana White has, hey, everybody that is currently in the middle of the political conversation universe, why don't you come to Madison Square Garden? Let's have a good time. The USA chant that radiated through New York City, Madison Square Garden, was a beautiful thing. But yeah, whenever you talk about a spinning heel kick to the body, landed numerous times. He started early with just some straight ones, and you saw Stipe kind of like, a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you could tell Jon Jones was just calculating the entire time. It's weird because he looks here, and Stipe looks eyes. So, Jon is like feeling everything. Jon is like, who's that Russian guy? Fedor. Who's the Russian fighter? Fedor.
Fedor.
There it is.
Fedor?
Matt Mitrione fought Fedor in Madison Square Garden. And he said when he was fighting him, he could tell Fedor was just calculating everything the whole time. Like the distance, the stand. It's like you watch Jon Jones do that throughout the entire fight. He gets a distance check on you. Let me go ahead and check this. It's like a first 15 plays for an offensive coordinator. Jon Jones is just kind of seeing what's all possible. And in between rounds, standing, not sitting, just kind of casual, heaviest.
Think of mentally what that does to your opponent when you see that look at it as he's coming at you and measuring, and then he's standing like in between rounds. Like that's what Jon does to everybody, though. Like Jon is an absolute freak. Pound for pound,
greatest fighter of all time, and I appreciate that he has come out in the face of the fans. Because on Friday night we asked, or on Thursday night we asked Dana about it on Friday. Hey, Tommy, everybody wants the winner of this to take on Tommy Aspinall, for a unified heavyweight champ. And Jon Jones goes like, I'm 37 years old, okay? I'm the greatest of all time in this thing. And he almost talked about Tommy being like a splash in the pan. So is every splash in the pan that is a heavyweight, I just am supposed to bend over backwards to go fight? He said, I want super fights because watching Jon is awesome. And it relieves some of my worries about these aliens because I forgot that there's Jon Jones out there who's going to be able to beat the shit out of any of these people or things that come from other places. He is he's fun to watch, man. He is fun to watch. I couldn't even imagine being in there whenever they shut that door and just being like, all right, now I got to.
He's like an artist. He's like an artist, man. Like how he fights, like how violent he is and everything he does. He always seems to be in control. He's so calm and collected and then just vicious, man. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
Full bag, just so many different things. Like, and his entrance, always electric. You tell just the confidence. I've seen his family. We know his family, seeing him. And like you said, once that cage closes, like I couldn't imagine, like just pure violence. Like when you watch him, I'm just thinking about taking those shots. I saw that kick land. I'm like, oh my God.
Early.
He's like, you usually don't see heavyweights or even light heavyweights with that type of bag, that type of full arsenal. I listen to the guys after the fight try to explain it. They were like, look, we can't even explain. It's not like he's one of those guys that outworks everybody.
I thought Jon Jones was able to go create his own fight. Like, I actually was on a big run about that. I think it was when our show began.
I remember that. Yeah, you used to talk about that.
Yeah, like Floyd Mayweather is able to put on his own fights. Floyd Mayweather is able to put on his own fights. So he owns the pay-per-view, owns the tickets, everything like that. Normally, you need a group of people to be able to do that. UFC, obviously. Look at our fight card. This is our main event, obviously, but boom, boom, boom. Jon Jones was at the point where he could have been selling out arenas by himself. He could put on super fights and own the entire pay-per-view, and people would be interested. Like, that's the type of guy that Jon Jones has been. So him coming back, I think the first fight was 230. This one, obviously, middle of the second round. Everybody on earth knows he still got it. And if he wanted to box, I think he'd be able to figure that one out pretty quickly if he had to. And his name is big enough. People would want to watch. Business-wise, it's going to be good for him, but he's awesome. Yeah, you talk about his family. Arthur Jones, obviously teammate of ours, friend of ours. Yep. Nice to see him. He looked happy.
Looked good, too.
He looked so good. Looked happy. Moving. Mm-hmm. Look, he was moving. Chandler, we saw him. He looked good.
He looked good, yeah.
It was good to see him out and about. Dad looked good, phenomenal. It was like the entire Jones family had a great Saturday night, and Madison Square Garden looked electrifying.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I potentially had an invite to go. Was not able to make it. While I was watching, I was like, I should be in there.
Right next to Kid.
Mm-hmm. Secretary of the liquor cabinet.
Oh, he made it?
Imagine if I look at him and go,
imagine that picture.
Ball with the ball, the back, diggy, diggy, said the boogie, said up, jump the boogie. And he goes, ball with the ball, the bank. Could you? My name is. Him being right in the middle. McDonald's afterwards. Wow, that's crazy. I did see a couple quarter pounders with cheese lovers in there. They have better palates than everybody else.
They know.
I will say.
They know.